Topic is oscillator. So first, what is oscillator and what is the use of oscillator in communication, and suppose where we are using, and what are the types of oscillator circuits, and which oscillator circuits generally we are using in low power devices, and which oscillator produce the suppose sustained signal, which oscillator maintains the good stability. So this all things we'll discuss in this session. Okay, so first, what is oscillator? Oscillator is convert DC voltage into AC voltage, or oscillator circuit produce the sustained sinusoidal signal at a particular frequency. That frequency is decided by the tank circuit. That frequency decided by the tank circuit. Okay, so in this oscillator we are using the positive feedback as an oscillator. Why? Because positive feedback voltage gain is very high, so I can say theoretically infinity. Okay, so in this oscillator we are not giving any source signal, only bias voltage we are giving. We are applying the bias voltage. So uh, bias voltage and one transistor amplifier, C amplifier, and a feedback network. With that we can generate the sustained signal at a particular frequency. So that frequency is called a resonant frequency. Okay, so the introduction of oscillator. The transfer function of feedback amplifier is as follows. This is a positive feedback voltage gain formula. AF is equal to A by 1 minus A beta. A is nothing but open loop amplifier gain, and beta is feedback factor. For suppose beta value always less than 1. So if for suppose beta and open loop voltage gain equal to 1, the gain becomes of a positive feedback infinity. So which is a condition for oscillations. Principle for oscillations. Sinusoidal electrical oscillations are of two types. So damped oscillations and undamped oscillations. So what is the mean damped oscillation? So damped oscillation is nothing but the sine signal, electrical signal oscillations in which amplitude decreases with time are known as damped oscillations. So you can see the signal, damped signal. So here damped signal amplitude decreases with respect to time. Okay, and it can be observed that the amplitude of oscillations decrease with time through the frequency remains constant. So why suppose the signal amplitude decreases means due to losses of the system producing oscillations. So means we are using the suppose a tank circuit. So tank circuit made with inductor and inductor with parallel capacitor. So inductor having some losses, so due to that you will not get the suppose undamped signal, some that will produce the suppose damped signal. So undamped oscillations, so this is the undamped signal. The electrical oscillations in which amplitude does not change with the time are known as undamped oscillations. So undamped oscillations means the amplitude of the signal, it cannot change with respect to time. Okay, it cannot decreases or increases with respect to time. If signal amplitude increases with respect to time, that is called over damping. Suppose increases with respect to time, that is called over damping. If it is decreases with respect to time, that is called a under damping signal. So that condition is called beta AV beta less than 1. AV beta less than 1 is for under damping. AV beta greater than 1 for over damping. To get the undamping signal, the beta AV beta loop gain must be 1. Loop gain must be 1. AV beta is equal to 1. That produce the sustained signal. The condition, that is the one condition of Barkhausen criteria. Here the amplitude of oscillations are constant with time and there is no change in frequency. These are the oscillations which are used in various electronic equipment. These damped oscillations are produced by providing an energy compensation circuit. That circuit is called tank circuit. Okay, tank circuit produce the oscillations. So the frequency of tank circuit F naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. So this is the tank circuit. So here initially the capacitor charged, okay, and by giving DC voltage, external voltage capacitor, we are making capacitor here fully charged, and here switch is open switch. Okay, so when you connect this switch, so capacitor try to discharge. So capacitor stores the energy in the form of electric field. After a certain time, with respect to time, your capacitor, this capacitor start discharge and current flowing through the inductor. So inductor, according to Lenz law, inductor, suppose here stores the energy in the form of magnetic field. According to Lenz law, the current direction is in same way. So in figure C shows here inductor store the energy in the form of magnetic field, and after fully charged inductor, capacitor becomes empty. Okay, so after fully charged inductor, with respect to time, again figure C shows with respect to time, capacitor again start charging and inductor start discharging. Inductor start discharging, and that energy stored by the capacitor, and it will the polarity will be changed. Okay, so current direction in same way, so polarity will be changed. So now capacitor start charging. So like this, charging discharging, charging discharging, that will produce the damped signal. After certain time, the energy collapse according to, suppose their Lenz law, counter EMF will be produced in between at inductor. So after certain time, total energy collapse, so that will produce the damped signal. So that is about a tank circuit. This is also called as a tank circuit or a LC circuit, you can say. Definition of a tank circuit: a circuit that produces electrical oscillations of desired frequency is known as an oscillatory circuit or tank circuit. The circuit arrangement to charge of capacitor of an oscillator is shown in figure. When switch S is closed, the capacitor C charged to the external battery potential in the direction shown in figure. Everything we discussed till now, just now. So this is the slides for so now what is oscillator? Why? So what is the need of this oscillator, where we are using the oscillator circuits? So generally the oscillator circuit produce the carrier signal in communication level. So that carrier signal carry the message signal, and that will transmit to the receiver end. Okay, so generally we are using this oscillator in radio applications, radar applications, and TV communications, we can use the oscillator circuit to carry the message signal. In many electronic applications, electrical energy at a specific high frequency ranging from few hertz to several megahertz is required. So oscillator circuit we are using in a communication level. This is obtained with the help of an electronic device called oscillator. So these are used in a radio, TV, radar and other communication digital electronic applications. Definition: an oscillator is just an electronic circuit which converts DC energy into AC energy if required frequency. An oscillator is an electronic circuit which produces an AC output without any input. So definition of oscillator. So we are not giving any sine signal, we are not giving any source signal. So by applying a bias voltage, DC voltage, that will produce the sustained sine signal. Basic types of oscillators based on the waveform produced at the output. Okay, sinusoidal oscillator and a non-sinusoidal oscillator. Sinusoidal oscillator means Colpit oscillator, Hartley LC oscillators and RC oscillators, we can say sinusoidal oscillator. And non-sinusoidal oscillators means sweep circuits, multivibrators, relaxation oscillators. Okay, so this all are the types of oscillators. Sinusoidal oscillator which produce the suppose a circuit sinusoidal signal at a particular frequency, that is called sinusoidal oscillators. A static electronic device that produces sinusoidal oscillations of desired frequency is called a sinusoidal oscillator. Example of sinusoidal oscillator: LC oscillator and RC phase shift oscillators and crystal oscillators, etc. Amplifier as an oscillator. Okay, amplifier as an oscillator. The block diagram shown in figure. So here there is no source signal. We used here positive feedback. So positive feedback. So what is the positive feedback? Means the feedback voltage in phase with the input voltage. Feedback voltage in phase with the input voltage. So here there is no input voltage. So whatever the feedback voltage we are giving to the amplifier circuit. So amplifier circuit produce the 180 degrees phase shift, and that part of output we are giving to the feedback circuit. So feedback circuit, it may be RC circuit or LC circuit, which produce the frequency. Okay, so this is the amplifier as an oscillator. We know that negative feedback is employed in amplifier for stability of the output. Here positive feedback is used to produce the oscillations. Okay, from the circuit it can be observed that the amplified signal available in the circuit is voltage gain. The fraction of this signal beta AV is feedback to the input. The feedback signal beta AV must be in phase with the input signal is called positive feedback. So see the block diagram of suppose this oscillator circuit. So here there is no input signal, so feedback voltage is acting as input voltage. Okay, so beta AV beta voltage gain and feedback factor if less than 1, this is called a under damping signal, we can say under damping signal. So that means the damping signal, sinusoidal signal amplitude decreases with respect to time. That representing condition is A beta less than 1. So this is the damping oscillation. This is called under damping signal. And case 2, if AV beta greater than 1, that is called a over damping signal. So with respect to time, the signal amplitude increases. And case 3, very important, to get the sustained sine signal, we must make the AV beta is equal to 1. AV beta is equal to 1 when it become means when your feedback voltage equal to input voltage, so that becomes the A beta is equal to 1. A beta is equal to 1. So that is the one condition of Barkhausen criteria. Then the gain of the feedback amplifier, feedback circuit gain becomes infinity. The condition of unity loop gain is called Barkhausen criteria. This condition implies that both A beta is equal to 1 and that phase of minus A beta is 0. So when suppose if you want to produce the sustained sine signal, that circuit must be satisfied two conditions. That condition is called Barkhausen conditions or Barkhausen criteria. Barkhausen is a scientist. He invented the ideal oscillator. Sinusoidal oscillator must be satisfied two conditions. So those condition is called loop gain must be 1 and phase shift 0 or 360 degrees to produce the undamped signal. The essential of an oscillator. So to design oscillator circuit, these three blocks required, these three circuits required. One is oscillatory circuit. It may be suppose oscillator circuit means there is no input signal. No, there is no input signal, only bias voltage will be there. Must be bias voltage with respect to bias voltage that will produce the suppose signal. The next it requires transistor amplifier and feedback circuit. Feedback circuit, it may be suppose LC feedback or RC feedback. See the requests of an oscillator. The following block diagram shows the essential part of an oscillator. See here, transistor amplifier output we are giving to the feedback circuit, and the feedback circuit output we are giving back to the oscillatory circuit. So this is the oscillatory circuit. So it may be RC oscillator circuit or it may be LC oscillator circuit. Okay, so this is request of oscillator. Oscillatory circuit, working of oscillatory circuit. An oscillator circuit contains inductive coil L and capacitor C connected in parallel with each other. The frequency of oscillations depends on the values of L and C. It gives its value is gives below, means the resonant frequency based on the L and C components. Okay, so Fr is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Working of suppose a transistor amplifier. A source of energy is required to compensate the losses in the oscillatory circuit. That source of energy is the combination of battery and the transistor working as an amplifier. The oscillations produced by the oscillator circuit are fed at the input of amplifier. That means, so tank circuit cannot produce the undamping signal. Okay, so to get the suppose undamping signal, so tank circuit generally tank circuit produce the uh, damped signal. That means it may be over damping or under damping. So under damping means with respect to time the signal amplitude decreases. So which device suppose increase the signal amplitude means transistor. If you use transistor as the amplifier increase the signal amplitude. Okay, so here we are using this transistor amplifier to increase the signal amplitude, so that we'll get the undamped signal. The amplifier amplifies those oscillations. This amplified output of oscillations is due to the DC power supplied by the battery, so it can amplify the both a DC and AC signal. So the output of the transistor thus obtained can now be supplied back to the oscillator circuit to compensate the losses. Okay, to compensate the losses, decreases suppose amplitude. So to increase that amplitude we have to use the amplifier. Feedback circuit, this circuit used to feedback a fraction of amplifier output to the oscillatory circuit. The phase of this feedback should be such that it adds the oscillations, positive feedback, and compensates the losses. Feedback circuit, so how much amount of output voltage suppose give to the apply to the input terminal, input side, so that is decided by the feedback circuit. The feedback voltage is called Vf and feedback factor is beta. The beta value always less than 1. Condition for oscillations, loop gain must be 1 and phase shift 0 or 360 degrees. Classification of oscillators. So based on the frequency generated, so we can divide suppose oscillator circuits based on the frequency generates. So for suppose audio frequency oscillators, few hertz to 20 kilohertz, you know the 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, so that is generated by the suppose some of the oscillator circuit. So that oscillator circuits we can say LC oscillators and RC oscillators. Okay, the next radio frequency oscillators, 20 kilohertz to 30 megahertz. So we can use crystal oscillators and other oscillators we can use, so they can generate the radio frequency range. Next very high frequency oscillators, 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. Ultra high frequency oscillators, 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. Microwave oscillators above 3 gigahertz. So based on this frequency range, there are types of oscillators will be there. So to communicate a micro signal means very high frequency signal, so we can use microwave oscillators. Okay, so like all the types of oscillators, based on that oscillators we can generate the different range of frequency. Next, classification of oscillators based on the auxiliary oscillatory circuit used. So non-resonant oscillators, RC oscillators. So RC oscillators two types, RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator. And resonant oscillators means which is used the tank circuit. So LC oscillator and LC oscillator two types, Hartley oscillator and Colpitts oscillator. Example of LC oscillator, tuned collector oscillator, Hartley oscillator, Colpitts oscillators and crystal oscillators. Application of oscillators. Phase shift and Wien bridge oscillators are used to generate audio frequency. Tuned collector, Hartley and Colpit oscillators are used to produce radio frequencies. Crystal oscillators are used where high frequency stability required. That means we are using a crystal oscillator in low power devices, means a microprocessor, microcontroller. There we can use the this crystal oscillators. RC oscillators. RC oscillator means which made the suppose oscillatory circuit with the component resistor and capacitor. This oscillator employ resistors and capacitor. These are more suitable for generate low frequency signal. They are also known as radio frequency oscillator. They have good frequency stability because we are not using the inductor. Inductor having some losses, eddy current losses, hysteresis losses. So because of that, the produced signal is not stable. Frequency stability is not good when you use suppose a LC component. Types of RC oscillator, Wien bridge oscillator and RC phase shift oscillator. Basic principle of Wien bridge oscillator. It employs two stages of amplifiers. Each amplifier gives phase shift of 180 degrees. Combination of two amplifiers gives 360 degrees phase shift, which is equal to 0. A fraction of the output from the second stage is feedback to the input of the first stage without producing any further phase shift. So two amplifiers we are using means, so one amplifier produce 180 degrees phase shift and another amplifier produce the another 180 degrees phase shift, total 360 degrees phase shift. So one condition is satisfied. So further there is no need to make any suppose this one to change the suppose phase shift. We should not make suppose other extra circuit to produce the phase shift. Okay, so basic principle of Wien bridge oscillator. This oscillator can be used from 10 Hz to 100 MHz. It is extensively used as audio oscillator since its output is free from circuit fluctuation and ambient temperature. A circuit shown in figure. So generally RC oscillator frequency changes with respect to temperature, but here there is no chance to suppose change the frequency stability because we are using feedback resistors. See the circuit here. So the output we are taking from the T2 transistor and giving back to the bridge circuit. Here lead lag network will be there. So lead lag network phase shift get cancelled, and the important role here of this T1 transistor, so here senses thermistor will be there, so that will suppose observe the temperature and that will make the frequency stability. So when you apply the VCC voltage, the current flows through the IC current increases at output side, so that is giving back to the ambient temp. There is a bridge circuit. So here bridge circuit gives the input signal to feedback to the T1 transistor, and here T1 transistor produce the 180 degrees phase shift. Okay, so here feedback voltage and input voltage both are same phase, so that is called positive feedback. We used positive feedback in oscillator circuit. Okay, so that oscillator circuit we are oscillator circuit feedback. This one is the feedback. Bridge circuit is feedback network oscillator circuit. So that oscillator circuit output voltage is VF, feedback voltage, that is we are giving to the input voltage, both are same phase. So when IB current increases, your IC current increases, so VC voltage decreases. So now T1 transistor output voltage is out of phase with the input voltage, so that out of phase voltage we are giving to the T2 transistor. Again now here IB current decreases, IC current decreases, but VC voltage, T2 transistor output voltage is increases. Now input and output are both same phase. Okay, and same phase means that satisfy the loop gain 1, and it is also satisfying the another criteria under the condition of Barkhausen criteria, that is phase shift 0 or 360 degrees. Okay, so based on this lag network frequency, so that will generate the sustained sine signal. So the circuit arrangement of a Wien bridge oscillator is shown in figure. So circuit analysis, if you see, it is essentially a two-stage amplifier with RC bridge circuit. The bridge circuit has 4 arms, each containing components R1 C1 in series and R2 C2 in parallel, R3 and R4. The transistor T1 with its biasing network serves as an oscillator and amplifier, while the other transistor T2 with its biasing network serves as an inverter, is used for the phase reversal. The frequency of oscillations is provided by the series element R1 C1 and parallel element R2 C2 of the bridge network. So the frequency is based on the R1 C1 R2 C2 components. Operation of oscillator: when the power is on, the bridge circuit produce the oscillation of frequency determined by the expression f is equal to 1 by 2 pi root R1 C1 R2 C2. If all resistors are equal, R1 C1 consider as R, both capacitors are equal, consider as C. Therefore the frequency 1 by 2 pi RC, R square C square. Working of Wien bridge oscillator: the desired frequency of oscillations can be produced by varying the two capacitors C1 and C2 simultaneously. These oscillations are fed to first transistor T1. After amplification, those oscillations are fed to the second transistor T2. The first transistor T1 serves as an amplifier and second transistor serves as an inverter. The total phase shift of 360 degrees is obtained at the output of the second transistor, because first transistor produces 180 degrees phase shift and the second one is 180 degrees, total 360 degrees. A fraction of this output energy feedback to the oscillatory circuit, which is a bridge circuit, at the upper terminal. This positive feedback is to meet the losses in the oscillator, and hence undamped oscillations are produced. Working of Wien bridge oscillator: a negative feedback ensures the stability and constant output. This negative feedback is provided through the voltage divider network, that is R1, R3 and R4, to the input of the T2 transistor. Usually temperature sensitive tungsten lamp is used in place of R4. Its resistance increases with current. As soon as the amplitude of output tends to increase, more current would provide negative feedback. This brings back to the output to its original value. A reverse action would take place if the output tends to decrease. Condition for sustained oscillation: the first condition is R1 by R2 is equal to 2. The second condition is that the zero phase shift is obtained by both the transistors, and the tank circuit in the feedback. Advantage of Wien bridge oscillator: output is constant, that maintains the good stability. Its working is quite simple and easy. Overall gain is high. It has far better stability. Frequency of oscillations can can be easily adjusted. So there is some R3 resistor is variable resistor, so we can easily adjust the frequency. Disadvantage: cannot be used to generate very high frequency. So this RC oscillator cannot produce the high frequencies. Costlier as more components are used. So we used here two capacitor, two transistors, and more than 8 resistors. Okay, so more number of components we used in this circuit. Next, RC phase shift oscillator. RC phase shift oscillator produce the suppose somewhat less stability compared to the Wien bridge oscillator because of RC components we used there. It consists of conventional single transistor amplifier and RC phase shift network. The phase shift network consists of three sections: R1, C1, R2, C2, and R3, C3. At some particular frequency F0, the phase shift of each section is 60 degrees, so that the total phase shift produced by the RC network is 180 degrees. Generally RC network produce the ideally 90 degrees phase shift, but practically some losses it produces suppose 60 degrees phase shift. So we connected here in this RC phase shift oscillator 3 section RC network. Okay, so each section produce 60 degrees, so 3 into 60 180 degrees phase shift. The frequency of oscillations is given by f is equal to 1 by 2 pi root 6. Okay, where R1, R2, R3 is equal to R, C1, C2, C3 is equal to C. Circuit operation. When the circuit is switched on, it produces the oscillations. The output E0 of the amplifier is feedback to RC feedback network. This network produces the phase shift of 180 degrees, and the voltage E1 appears at its output, which is applied to the transistor amplifier. The feedback factor beta is equal to E1 by E0. The feedback factor beta is equal to 1 by 29 has the important significance. For self-starting the oscillations, we must have A beta greater than 1. It means the gain of the amplifier must be greater than 29 only, then the oscillations can start. So when you apply the DC voltage, when the gain reach 29 dB, then only the oscillations start in a RC oscillatory circuit. A phase shift of 180 degrees is produced by the transistor amplifier. Further phase shift 180 degrees produced by the RC network. As a result, the phase shift around the loop is 360 degrees. So that is satisfying condition of Barkhausen criteria. So this is the RC network. So for a one section that produces 60 degrees phase shift, so 3 section it produces the 180 degrees phase shift. Phase shift network. A phase shift circuit essentially consists of an RC network. Shows the single section of RC network. It can be shown that alternating voltage V1 across R leads the applied voltage V1 by an angle theta. The value of theta depends upon the value of R and C. Phase shift network. If resistance R is varied, the value of theta also changes. If R were reduced to 0, V1 will lead V1 by 90 degrees, that is the theta is equal to 90 degrees. By adjusting the value of R, the value theta can be obtained to the 60 degrees. So this is the RC phase shift network. RC phase shift network. So here we are taking feedback from the collector terminal to the RC network, first RC section network, and we are so the input voltage and feedback voltage both are same. So the here E1 is the input voltage per suppose, and E0 is the output voltage. So when input voltage given to RC section, that produces the 60 degrees phase shift, and the second section 120, and third RC network section produce the 180 degrees. Total 60 60 60, they produce the 180 degrees phase shift. Out of 180 degrees phase shift, we are giving to the base terminal input, and we are taking output across the collector terminal. So now input and output voltage both are same phase. Input and output voltage both are same phase. So feedback voltage and input voltage both are same phase. So that is called positive feedback we used in this circuit. So the application of positive feedback is oscillator, and it is also satisfying the two conditions, Barkhausen criteria conditions. Phase shift is 1, and phase shift is 0 or 360 degrees, and loop gain is 1. Condition 1 from the figure, RC phase shift oscillator. A phase shift of 180 degrees is produced by the transistor amplifier. Further phase shift 180 degrees produced by the RC network. As a result, the phase shift around the loop is 360 degrees, hence the total phase shift around the loop is 0. Therefore, the sustained oscillations are produced in sinusoidal oscillator at a frequency for which the total phase shift introduced as the signal travels from the input terminal through the basic amplifier, feedback network, and a mixing network back to the input terminal is precisely 0 or an integral multiple of 2 pi radians. Condition for sustained oscillations. So it means that a gain of the amplifier must be greater than 29, only then oscillation can start. To produce the oscillations in circuit, the amplifier gain must be 29, then only oscillation start in a RC phase shift oscillator. Therefore, the sustained oscillations are not produced if at the oscillation frequency the magnitude of loop gain, that is the product of the transfer gain of amplifier, and the magnitude of the feedback factor beta of the feedback network is less than unity. Advantages of RC phase shift oscillator: it does not require transformer or inductors. It can be used to produce very low frequencies. It provides good frequency stability, not more than Wien bridge oscillator, but produce the stability more than the Hartley and Colpit oscillator. Pure sine wave output is possible. Disadvantage: it is difficult for the circuit to start oscillation as the feedback is generally small. So the amplifier gain must be reached 29 dB, then only the oscillation start in circuit. The circuit gives small output. It requires high voltage battery. So to produce the gain more, it requires more bias voltage. The next type of oscillator is Hartley oscillator. Next type of oscillator is Hartley oscillator.